Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is your brother Taalib. Yes, from the Taalib Abdurrahim channel. Yeah, I'm here tonight. Actually, it's 3:02 in the morning. Night owl. But I work the night shift anyway, so it's like my body's kind of used to staying up like this sometimes. I'm gonna try to go to sleep soon though, because I want to make sure I get some rest before the Fajr. But for the Muslims and especially the non-Muslim African diaspora who are involved into this discrepancy and controversy of this uh, unjust, because even if it was done, and what it is the assassination, the Haitian president's assassination, is what I'm speaking on just a little bit. Um, Even if it was done for the likes of what the people were trying to do it for and take him out because they felt he was against the rights and the upliftment of Haitian as a whole, Haitian lifestyle, their living, their the cost of living, all the different types of issues that have been known in Haiti or Haiti, Haiti. I think it's Haiti, Haiti. Yeah, how they pronounce it. Pretty much, it's been a struggle for these people who are African descendants, of course. That's clear, and there's so much history that can be spoken on about what they've been going through and the struggles they've gone through, but also the good stuff that they actually accomplished as far as becoming the first one of the first independent countries in that area from the colonialization or slavery and the likes of this from the European um, people who came into that country and brought slavery there and suppressed the people that are from that area and colonialized their country as it became a country before it actually even became an actual country, because of course it was a land that the people inhabited it, and the people who were brought there forcefully had no choice but to inhabit and mix with the people and became who they known as Haitian. Okay, so but basically there's so many things and aspects we can get into. I don't really have the time to do everything and fulfill every area, but I would like to let you listen to some of the video that they were covering from WSBN TV, and that's one of the stations on Channel 7. Uh, the issue and the assassination and the suspects of the assassination. So just listen up for a little bit and get a gist of actually what's going on in this video.
Story that says your own people hurt you. Your own people took out your leader. The assassination of the Haitian president was shocking news to the Haitian community living in South Florida. Now, another unbelievable revelation. One of the suspects arrested in the assassination is James Zalage, a Haitian American with a South Florida-based charity. This new video out of Haiti shows some of the assassination suspects handcuffed, sitting on the floor, and it appears to include Zalage. In an undated video, a man who is identified as
Now, as we know with the Western media, they're predominantly, you know, white supremacist run media. We know we're not going to get it all truth, and we're not going to get everything to be to where it speaks about every detail and issue that is actually factual and actually taken place and is a fact without any editing, without any just putting in and allowing the people to see what they want to see. We know the tricks, and so but just to see get a gist of what's going on, you find that, as we know in Islam, and I'm going to take it to there because that's how you know me, Brother Talib, Brother Talib Show, I stay on my deen. I stay on Islam, and every issue in this life, I apply it to Islam. So this is an issue that mankind has, and Haitian mankind, women and men, have due to their their disconnect with their Lord. And a lot of the stuff that's happened to our ancestors and African people, colonialization of Africa, and all this is due to our disconnect with our Lord. So that's where I'm gonna leave it at that, and then I'm gonna go into the results when you do not have a good connect with your Lord or a proper connect. Now you can say, like this person you see in the video, who is the suspect, even made a mention, keep your prayers up, and but praying to who? Praying to who? Who are you praying to? Are you praying to Al Khalaq? Are you praying to the Creator, the actual Creator, who created the heavens and the earth and everything, and the only God of man? Or are you praying to somebody else, some other representation or form, or whether it's a male, female, animal, whatever, of the Creator? So this is important, and then people don't understand. It goes above their head. It's like, oh, what does religion have to do with it? It's not about religion. It's about who put you here and how you're supposed to live your life. It's not about mankind, because you're caught up into mankind's presentation or ideology or function of how man supposed to act in a society. We're focused on that. We're caught into politics, polytricking. That's what we call it. That's what it should be called. Because that's what they do. They go back and forth. They're liars. Allah mentions this in the Quran. This is for the Muslim. We know this. But you want to ride on atheism and agnosticism, and your faith is weak, and you don't have no true strong faith and understanding that when you have a connect with your Lord, He gives you everything. He'll tell you everything about what you're going through and how to avoid from going through it, and how to avoid these situations, and how to run your country, how to be a real just ruler. Like they were saying, and some of them are saying and complaining, and this is the point of speaking on such his issue, that he wasn't a just ruler, that he was connected with the what? The politics of who? Over here, America. Yeah, there's history on it. His connection with them, being placed in there and pushed in there, and to the forefront. They had to have a re-election or recount and all this other type of stuff, because the election that they had in, they said it was false. The people were complaining. It was protest, everything. Now, he's dead, and he even said in the open, in public, that the only way you're gonna keep me and get me out after the year, because it was supposed to be a year he would spend his time, and he was supposed to go, and according to their constitution in Haiti. But then he went past that time, so the people started complaining and protesting and everything, and so he made mention that the only way you're going to get me out of here is, pretty much, he said in smaller words, you're going to kill me. And this is what happened. Qadr Allah wa mashafala is the preordainment of Allah, and it happened, and so it is what it is. Be and it is. Kum fayakum. Be and it is. And I I feel bad, and my condolences go out to the children and to the family members and the loved ones of those people who have died. The president, I think his wife, and I don't know if there's any of his kids was there in the house. It was bad. It was bad still, even though that's not a way that you deal with the leader. And that's another thing in Islam. We know we're not supposed to override and go to try to remove physically, forcefully, with violence, the removal of our leader. We make dua, we give advisement from the people who are close to him, to advising him to do what's right. And make dua to Allah, because He has control over the hearts. So He can change that leader's heart to being a very good leader, unlike a bad leader. This has been known in history. But people want to get away from, religion. You got to get away. This is a secular system. Evilism. Secularism. Isms and schisms. Remember when Bob Marley said, isms and schisms. Yeah, that's what it is. Schisms, evilisms, the people tricking, people fooling you, getting you caught up into what man wants you to do. Mankind controlling mankind, not the one who created mankind. But even though that's what he's doing, Allah is still controlling us no matter. Even if we do go opposite from him and what he's put us here for and our purpose, which is to worship him alone and to do right by him and live this life correctly and give and be just to the people, give them their just rights. Every human has just rights to happiness and living with ease and having food and being able to have water and good, clean, ugly, clean home, environment, safe, all the things of what the infrastructure of any country, any government should apply, any leader should apply. So if he doesn't, then he's fallen, he's wrong, and Allah's gonna deal with him, and then he's gonna judge him in the day of Yom Qiyamah if he doesn't change and make it right and do right. The Muslim rulers, we know they most of them know this. That's why those who have gone against it, they've met bad situations. And he met a bad situation. I can't say if he was Muslim or not. I don't know him. I didn't know him like that. I'm not going to say what his belief was, but he was not following what was right. And as it says in the Quran, in Surah well, I'll just give you the verse because right now I got a sleepy mind. The verse is two parts of the verse. It says for every atom's weight, Allah says, for every atom's weight of good, you shall see it, and for every atom's weight of bad, you shall see it. فَمَن يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ فَمَن يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. And this is what is true. It's clear. I think this is Surah Al-Zilzalaha, if I'm correct. And brothers in Islam and sisters can correct me later if I'm wrong in the comment space. So, but basically, it's saying that for every atom's weight you do that is good, you're going to see it. And every atom's weight of bad that you do, you're going to see it. So if you're doing good, it's going to come to you. Good's going to come to you. You're going to see good. You're going to always see struggle. That's just what life is. Allah created us in struggle. And he told us if we say we believe, know that we will be tested. And that we're going to, and oh, you believe, do you not think that you will not be tested in struggle in this life? This is what, basically paraphrasing from the statements of Allah about us being struggling and being tested in this life. We're gonna be tested, even if we are the truest believer. Look at the truest believers in the Quran in the past, and the people of the book, as they say, the Bible or the Torah, the prophets. They went through some hardcore struggles against people who did not want to believe and didn't want to allow them to believe. Tried to force upon them and to take them away from their belief, as it's been today, even today. With the Muslims especially, us being forced upon to accept our faith and follow our faith the way that it was given to us by the Prophet ﷺ throughout the world. You see this on the news. But looking back to the point, he got to see the evil that he was, or whatever he was involved in, the corruption and underhandedness, and being able to just continue the way that the motion of how things were going in Haiti is allowing only a certain small amount of people to have a lot, and then the majority of the people to have barely nothing there. So people they're gonna not feel happy. They're not gonna be content, and they're gonna go against you. And that's what happened. And Allah allowed it because he's not from what Allah knows best, he was a believer or not. When you're not a believer, you really open up yourself to things that are going to come to you as far as harm is concerned, because Allah protects his believers, and the believers that he allows to get harmed, is only that it is a test. know that it is a test for them, their faith, and the people who love them that experienced the harm that came to them, maybe being taken out of the life or what have you. You know, the Prophet was harmed. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, he got stoned and hit, and they did all kinds of things to him and his companions. They did it to Jesus. They did it to Moses. Moses had to fight and you know, go up against Pharaoh. So people are going to go up against the system. And they're going to fight, and people are going to fight them. And this is what we see. The systems are being fought against by the people, but not the way that they go about it is not correct. So this, I don't condone assassination. I don't condone any of that. This is not the way of Islam. Of course, for us as Muslims, we should know better. But even for y'all as non-Muslims who are hearing this, and the assassination of him was not correct, the correct way to do and handle this issue. This was supposed to be a proper maneuver of removing the leader from his position and letting him know that he has to leave, and keeping him firmly staying upon boycotting him and pushing and pressing the system there to remove him according to the laws. So if the laws were saying that he was already did his time, then he was supposed to be lawfully removed. So the military or whoever officials that work for the security, worked for this force that worked for the government has the right, and the Congress, if they have a Congress or as prime minister or whoever, to override and take the position and say, no, sir, you have to make maneuver of this according to the laws and constitution of this country. You have to remove, you have to leave, and we are making you move now. And that's it. Go, and you have to, here, this paperwork, resign here, and that's it. And we'll take care of the rest, and then the votes will start for the new leader. And that's it. This is the processes that can be put in place, but people don't. They want to go sometimes to extremes, and that's why having to connect with your creator, as I said in the early part, gives you these guidelines of what is correct and what is not correct to do when it comes to running a society, and when it comes to the people living up under the rulership of a society. So, you know, it's unfortunate what happened the way that happened, but it has happened. The qadr took place, the preordainment, what was already written, happened. So now we have to deal with what comes after. So, of course, there needs better leadership there in Haiti, Haiti, I think it is. Keep trying to pronounce it right. Forgive me, people who are Haitian, and you know, no disrespect or none of that. You know, my respects to you, and apologies and condolences for that, what has taken place, the things that are probably going to happen, or repercussions and stuff. You know, may Allah guide y'all all. Allahumma ameen. And for the Muslims there, stay firm, brothers, my Haitian brothers and sisters, and you know, do what you need to do to help to support your country to stay firm, and to keep stable, and not fall under the being unstable even more. And it's even harder for you and your people, you know. And you know, some of you need to also strive into, if you're not able to really help to establish that country to be a well established country with stability and infrastructure to help everyone to have good living there, especially being a predominantly African descended country, or African people, black people. This, if it can't, then make your migration back to the ascendants, our land of descendancy, Africa, to the continent of Africa. So it is time for that now. So, and it's always been time, but now people are waking up, you know, and realizing. So on that note, again, appreciate you people listening, brothers and sisters of Islam listening. Give some thumbs up and subscribe, those of you who haven't subscribed to my channel yet, Taalib Abdurrahim, and keep following. And you know, I got plenty of other videos that you can watch for some information on Islam, information on business, other ways of investment and income, and also health and the likes of this that I do provide and try to do for the people. So I hope, you know, this is beneficial to you. If you want to follow the issue at hand and find more information, then do your research because it's out there. But this is my own word and my opinion and commentary on this issue and matter. So you have a good evening or good day. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings.